we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters. What's going on, everybody? We are, and I say we, Kagan is with me. We are inside the house. Oh, does it feel good to be in the AC for a moment?
Compared to pouring concrete outside, yes.
It feels really good. We're finally doing the snake video. So for everyone out there that's been waiting to see some of Kagan's snakes, now if you know Kagan, if you follow her on Instagram, you know she owns Reptiles and Roses. Mm-hmm. That is your business. It sells, well, used to sell reticulated python babies that you were breeding.
And ball pythons. Yeah.
And ball pythons.
And some other species here.
So what did you bring down with you?
So, as we've said in a past video, I did have to get rid of all of the reticulated pythons when I moved down to Florida, which was a very large part of my collection and a large part of what I really, really enjoyed. Like, just a species that I genuinely enjoyed keeping. I also keep ball pythons, but they're different. They're different than reticulated pythons. So I have the ball pythons. I have a couple of locality bull snakes, Mexican black king snake, California king snake. I think that's everything. I think that's everything for the snakes. It's not as impressive as it was before.
All right. So the excitement.
Yeah.
Today is our friend Kevin Gilbert of
KG Constrictors has reached out and graciously offered me a boa constrictor. It was.
Let's get into what specifically is when he gets here, and then we'll say specifically what it is. But why are we in the house right now?
So, bringing in a new snake into the collection. No matter who it's coming from, if it's someone you've known for forever, if it's someone that you trust, it's just my habit and practice to quarantine a brand new animal. So instead of setting them up where the other snakes are, we have it in a completely separate building. We just got this set up. I
missed my cue. I was petting the dogs while she was talking. Totally missed my cue. Sorry, Evie.
We just got this set up so that we can put our new boa in here. Yep. And the cool thing about the boa is it is a larger constrictor, which it's going to fill a little bit of that niche that I'm missing out on right now with the big snakes.
And that was specifically his offer.
Why he reached out, yeah.
Which is super cool.
That is really, really kind of him, yeah.
So we're going to take today's opportunity of quarantining this snake. We're setting it up here inside the house in the office in a new enclosure you moved down with it.
Yeah.
But you've never had anything in it. What kind of enclosure is this?
This is a EcoFlex enclosure. It's 4 foot by 2 foot deep by 2 foot tall, I believe. This is my first time trying them out. They're a lower cost alternative to having a fairly sizable reptile enclosure for a low cost, and I was just like, might as well give it a shot and see what it's like. Like you said, I haven't had a snake in it yet or any reptile in it, so this will be a good opportunity to see how I like it. No. With having a new animal in quarantine, you use a completely different set of tools. When you interact with this animal, you don't go back and forth between the collection. You handle this animal and then make sure you wash up really good, clean yourself really well before handling the others until it's been through that quarantine process.
That's smart. And you guys see that she has her heat gun right there. She is already, without the paper being in there, put one heat mat under the enclosure, tested it, didn't like it, switched it out, put another heat mat. You don't have your thermostats down here yet that you would normally use for controlling your temperature.
Right, so we're using a super tiny heat mat just
to get it right.
Yeah.
And then we're also discussed. Now the vents are already closed in my office because this is also the incubator room. So we are trying to limit what air conditioning, although it feels very cool in here, it's because we've had the door open for a period of time. Mm-hmm. We can block off some of that screened lid with a towel or something like that, and limit a little bit more airflow and to keep the temperature right in there. So we'll play around with that and we'll get that dialed in. But that's showing that we are fully aware and are working towards getting it the right temperature.
And it's not even furnished out the way it will be in the end. This is quarantine setup. I want to be able to see how the snake is going to the bathroom, whether or not there's anything really, anything that I would think is strange about it. I just want to be able to watch it in a very sterile, clean environment before giving her a lot of stuff to climb around, interact with, have all that enrichment options for. And so I have a cool hide and a warm hide in here now in a water bowl. So for the first week or so, I'm just going to have her on that simple paper, see how she's doing, make sure she's perfect, and then I'll end up putting the cocoa fiber substrate in there.
Okay. And now I have a very important question: is what would be the dangers? What could a new animal bring into your collection other than what, mites and stuff like that? Obviously, I mean, I have a tick infestation with 2 different types of ticks. Those aren't all local ticks to me.
Right.
One of those type of ticks came in with an animal and got to my collection.
Yeah.
And have spread throughout my collection. But what would be worse than the mites and ticks?
So the mites would definitely be a really big concern. Once you get mites into a snake collection, I think I have like 50-ish snakes in there right now. Trying to get rid of mites from 50 snakes from 50 enclosures is a pain in the butt, But on top of that, it would be anything viral or disease-wise, nidovirus, something like that would absolutely just devastate a collection of snakes.
Oh, wow. And so we're also going to take opportunity today to show some of your snakes as well as this new snake. So that's very cool. And you were concerned wanting to, because it's been rainy the last couple of days. We've been pouring concrete around the rain and the clouds and stuff, and it ended up being a nice sunny day. So we're going to get to see the true colors. And you have a new clutch of babies, right?
I do. I have a brand new clutch of ball pythons, clowns, and pieds, and clown pied combos that look awesome. And I wanted to be able to show them off in the sun. So I'm really excited to bring those out today.
Very cool. So I think we're going to do this snake first when Kevin gets here.
Yep.
And then we'll move on to some of the other snakes.
Yep.
All right. Very cool. We'll be back. All right. Well, Kevin showed up. This is Kevin Gilbert of KG Constrictors. He gave Kagan this beautiful shirt right here. And what's in the box? How excited are you?
Very excited.
Kevin, this is super nice of you. This is really, really nice of you.
I'm as a snake lover and a lover of large constrictors. I felt really bad when I found out that obviously Kagan's here now and she can't have her large constrictors anymore. She can't have her Burmese pythons, or she can't have reticulated pythons, but she can have boa constrictors legally. And I breed boa constrictors, so I thought to myself, you know what? I need to give her one of these snakes because it can grow to a decent size and it's totally legal. And I'm honored that.
And you have a YouTube channel.
I sure do. Yep, KG Constrictors. Started that back in 2007. Kind of one of the OGs, but maybe not a whole heck of a lot of followers, but not for lack of trying.
He's got some great informative snake videos. Kagan and I went and checked them out, so really cool. You guys should, if you're into boas. And what other snakes do you keep?
I keep ball pythons, and I also keep colubrids. I keep red bulls and stillwaters and kankakis, bull snakes.
And you have older videos, obviously, with retics and stuff like that.
I do, yes.
Because you lived out of Florida before. And
correct. When I first got into snakes, I was living in Arizona, and then I moved to Colorado, and I had reticulated pythons, along with boa constrictors. I love reticulated pythons. They're my most favorite snake. But obviously, living here in Florida,
both of these two.
Yeah.
So
I had to find homes for them. So I basically feel for Kagan, you know, because
You really know that gap that's
oh
missing.
sure, yeah, you know, and it's, you know, it is what it is. We can talk about the laws and how we don't agree with them, but basically this is a snake that is legal to have, and it's going to grow up and have a great home, and I'm really happy to be sitting here and excited to have you open the box.
I really can't thank you enough for your
Oh yeah, there's a sticker
for the
sticker for
incubator.
your incubator and a couple of magnets. Yeah, I have.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, all kinds.
I really can't thank you enough for your consideration with that. I mean, that was like the most kind and thoughtful thing that we could have received a message about. That just like blew my mind and really took me aback. Thank you for that.
You're most welcome.
This packaging, first and foremost,
This
is awesome.
This is when I
It's
ship
color coordinated.
When I ship snakes, this is how I do it.
He's got the red and black. Everything is on point, and he's even got the red and black bag. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
yeah, I'll tell you. My mom would be proud of me, you know, as far as
That is awesome.
all color coordinated.
That is too cool. So let's see.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I did the dreaded zip tie. That's how I ship. So even
Yeah.
though everybody hates the zip tie because you get to the FedEx place and you don't if you don't have a knife,
Yeah.
you can't open it.
That's the safe way to do it.
Kagan without a knife.
That's not a thing. Oh, this bag is really nice too.
Very friendly too. Has never struck at me. Has never tried to bite. Just a sweetheart.
Oh, she's beautiful. Look at her.
Can I have your napkin?
Oh, wow. Now, remind me again what all is in her genetics.
So she is a salmon jungle het blood. So a lot of people, salmon is the same thing as hypo, you know, hypomelanistic. I still stick to salmon because salmon is a line that was created and kind of basically made famous by Rich Eiley.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stock that I have originated from Rich Eiley out in Arizona. So I still, rather than call her a hypo jungle, you know, heterozygous for blood, I call it a salmon jungle.
wow, I actually didn't know that there were lines of hypo. That's really cool.
Yeah, lines for sure.
I'm gonna stretch her out.
A lot of coloration. She'll probably go into a shed pretty soon. She looks, I mean, a lot more colorful, obviously, like out in the sun.
Yeah.
But her mom is a visual blood, visual super salmon, so everything that the mom produces will be
pretty.
hypo.
She's
and the
beautiful.
dad is a motley jungle, 100% het blood. So I kept a lot of these back for obvious reasons, and this is one that I don't know. It must have been meant for you, Kagan. Because I'm like, it's the last of my 2023s as far as something that I would like to keep, but decided not to. And
Oh, she's perfect. She's
But
absolutely gorgeous.
such-
She really does have a salmon color on her.
yeah, it's
That is so cool.
yeah. They changed coloration, and I think by being in the bag, having it be dark, they seem to darken up.
Oh, well, they fire up and fire down
most
with
definitely.
heat and cool and
Most definitely.
mood.
But she eats frozen thawed anything. She'll eat frozen thawed mice, frozen thawed rats. Total sweetheart. I've been really, really lucky. Baby boas traditionally are going to try to bite you just because instinctively everything wants to eat them, right?
Yeah.
This is the third litter that I've had from this pairing, and even as babies, I never had one strike at me. I never had one bite me. Very, very gentle, very used to handling, and which I know she's going to get a lot of handling.
She is too cool.
Now you got to think of a name for her. I never named her, but her mom's name is Roxanne, and her dad's name is Diego. I name all my breeders.
That's awesome. It takes me a second to name the animals sometimes because I like to spend time with them, get a feel for their personality, and then decide on their names.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But she will definitely get a name at some
Yeah,
point.
it'll come to you one day. You'll be like, this is your name.
Oh, she's even got color on her belly. I'm so used to like the retics having, most of them having white stomachs. It's really cool that she's got color on her belly.
And the nice thing about this line is there's very little black speckling. There's a little bit, but not a whole heck of a lot. And I love that stripe.
Yeah, the stripe was
Yeah.
the one thing
Yeah.
that we were like, really, holy cow,
Yeah.
that is cool.
Yeah, there's so many of the babies that come from this mom, and obviously the dad, because that's where the jungle comes in. You get this amazing zigzag stripe all the way down the animal.
Man, she is
And
so
then
gorgeous.
in the sun, you'll see that the face gets really peachy looking.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, they get all
Want
kinds
to
of.
see it in the sunlight?
I do want to see it in the sunlight.
Yeah.
You can open the back door real quick and see.
Very colorful.
Maybe stay.
Oh wow, I can see right away.
Holy cow, look at that color in the sun. That was like fire red. And there's like these silvers outlining the side patterns.
The older they get, that's the cool thing about boa constrictors. When they're born, they're kind of that baby gray color. You can see their pattern, obviously, but the older they get, the more colorful they get.
Yeah.
And it's just every shed, every month, it's amazing. Like a year from now, the coloration,
Yeah.
I'll have to send you a picture of one from the previous year that pretty much looks just like this one.
Yeah.
And the coloration is incredible.
It's awesome, just even the
Yeah.
like the fade she's got from like this really light tan on the back of her neck near her head.
You can see some blues on the side. So those side targets, those bands, very reduced
Yeah.
pattern. Very reduced, and that's the line bred thing that comes from the salmon line
She's
that I
so
have.
stinking cool.
Yeah,
You are beautiful, lady.
and her eyes. Look at the eyes.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
I can't tell you how happy I am. This brings a lot of joy to my heart.
Oh, makes me happy to see you happy.
Mm.
You know, it's I spend a lot of time with all my snakes, and I try to handle all the babies. But obviously, you know, it's hard to give them the attention that they deserve. So that's why it's nice to know that she's going to go somewhere where she's going to get a lot of attention.
Now, how long until she's big enough to eat the rooster?
Oh my gosh, Jerry.
Depending on how often you feed her and what you feed her.
You know that the rooster hates me, so
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that's why I'm bringing that up. He's only out there making noise because he hears my voice.
Oh, probably 2 years.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Her birthday was actually April. Let's see. Let me think. This April 30th. Yeah, whatever zodiac sign that is. April 30th, 2023.
So we're gonna keep her separate from the rest of the collection.
Yep.
For how long?
About
Yeah.
2 to 3 months. Just
Okay.
Yep.
with everything that I bring in.
Nope. I
Doesn't
was just-
matter who she comes
No,
from.
I was
it
just gonna
seems like
say I take no offense to that, and that's actually very smart. Always good to. Yep.
quarantine.
You got to quarantine no matter where they come from.
So we want to go show Kevin where we're gonna put her.
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's check it out.
Sorry. I just turned the camera on. They were in the middle of a conversation. we are in the office now and showing Kevin the enclosure.
Fantastic enclosure. I have the same one. The other nice thing.
What do I do with my hands?
No, the other nice thing. Not to make this about the enclosure, but it is important. The other nice thing about this enclosure is, you know, they have those locks.
Yeah.
It has that lock, but you can also order the. Oh, even better. But if you ever needed a key lock, you could actually order those key locks
Off
in the
of
name.
Amazon?
Yeah, and you could stick it on there too.
Yeah.
That's how she can keep me out of the enclosure.
Right.
So it's funny.
Or the rooster.
We were briefly talking about the EcoFlex earlier because we did a little bit of filming before you got here. And then Kevin immediately was like, wait a minute, I know this enclosure.
I have the same one. Mine's different color though. Yeah, but no, fantastic enclosures for the money. It's crazy affordable.
Yeah, for just somebody keeping one pet or needs a bigger enclosure, even for like a bearded dragon with the open top, it'd be perfect.
Most definitely.
We were talking about how we might have to put something over a portion of the top to kind of help that humidity build in there, but I have to, see what it's like and monitor it a little bit. And there's not a lot of decor or anything right now because with that short quarantine process, just keeping that uncluttered so I can kind of observe her for a little bit.
Most definitely.
Make sure everything's cool. And then once I'm like, cool, we can add some more climbing options and hide options and all that kind of good stuff. But
most definitely.
We'll see how she likes it. Now she's like, no.
And where she came from, she was in a fairly sterile environment as far as like not having a bunch of decorations. So this is awesome. This is really how every snake should be kept, with lots of enrichment.
You wanna go explore?
She's like, hey, check it out.
Like, whoa, got a raised roof now.
Moving on up.
Just gonna go right into that little cave and
She'll literally eat for you probably tomorrow if you wanted to feed her. These guys seem to do really well, even when they get rehomed. It's like, I'm explore.
There you go.
I need to get some water in there for her.
Yeah. She's so friendly. She just wants to keep coming back. There you go.
Now, I don't know if I shared this story on the channel, but 20-something years ago when I used to keep snakes and had all sorts of reptiles before, I had this boa that I could guide into my belt loops, and it would go around all my belt loops, and I would walk around. I would go out to eat dinner. It would stay in there. I would go to the grocery store, and this boa would stay in my belt loops. And one time, I was walking around in Publix, and somebody said, "Ah, what is it?" And it actually then started to climb down, and it was still had its tail hooked, but it was all the way down my back leg and almost got off my pants.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's an 18-year-old boy with, a pet snake. I was...
Did they throw you out of the store?
No, nobody was, crazy about everything back then.
That's so funny.
So our hotspot's dialed in right now at 85. Is that about what you keep yours at?
I usually do around about 89.
Okay.
89, 90 is usually kind of preferred. I think she'll do okay at 85. She could digest at 85.
So the larger one with the thermostat is how we're going to achieve that. Mm-hmm. So we'll just get the little thermostat and put the larger mat in, and we'll get that dialed in right.
Yeah, the thing about these cages, because they are thick, the cage that I have an ultra-therm heat pad on the bottom, and I literally, the thermostat is set at like 98, only because of 98 degrees going through the thick material makes a perfect 89 degree
and
hot
Kagan
spot.
is putting the decal on.
Let's hope that one stays. There's some that are static, and there's some that are stick. Oh, there we go. There's some that are static, and some that are window stickers.
That might be a window sticker.
I hope I didn't bring the wrong one. I'll have to get you the right one.
I think it's a window sticker. But it'll stick.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, hey.
Looks good.
There we go. The wall of fame.
And those big eggs, those giant albino eggs are still cooking. Those eggs, she only put out 5 eggs this last time, but they're like 40% larger than the regular eggs for the albinos.
Wow,
But
those are huge.
yeah, they're massive. So Hopefully each egg has a twin in it. That's what we're gambling for. It's probably gonna be just bigger babies, I guess. 5 baby Hueys. All right, this is the first one. Kevin, you can get in there, man.
Oh, jeepers, okay.
You're part of this video. So, what is this first snake we're looking at?
So her name is Wanda. Wanda is a Kankakee locality bull snake, and she is showing off her defensive mechanism right now to make herself kind of sound a lot more threatening than she is. They do this breath thing where they make themselves sound real scary, almost like a rattlesnake. They'll rattle their tails, but it's all bluff. She's never bitten me before. I'm gonna say that and then get bit today. But we're not gonna have her out too long, and she's hanging out. She doesn't seem. She's okay. You're okay.
I mentioned before the way she's like holds her mouth in this. It's funny how she holds her mouth when she's making that noise. Very cool. And Kevin, you keep these.
I do. I have a couple of these Kankakees. We were just talking about the pronunciation, whether it's Kankakee or Kankakee, or I do. I have a pair of these guys. They're beautiful snakes. They're native to Illinois, and mine are just like Kagan's. They're all bluff. They're all piss and vinegar. Very rarely will you get bit by one of these snakes, but they will. What I call it, they'll punch you. They'll literally just bump you with their heads.
Yeah.
A lot of bluff.
So one thing I really love about the Kankakee locality specifically is how they have really intense blacks and
The
yellows
shadowy
and reds.
colors. That's what we're getting is shadow colors. So you know.
It looks bad.
I think it's very. I don't think Pete. He's fine.
You can smell the musk. They like
Yep.
to musk too.
She did musk. This is actually the first time she's ever musked.
Maybe because someone's new around. Maybe. Or the dogs.
Could be the dogs, could be just a lot going outside in the sunshine, meeting new people, being around dogs.
The unfortunate thing about bull snakes is a lot of people that don't know any better will mistake them for rattlers because of the fact, like Kagan was saying, they'll rattle their tail in the leaf litter like really fast, and they'll actually make it sound like a rattlesnake. So people will mistake them for rattlesnakes and do the unthinkable a lot of times.
That's a horrible. It's a horrible practice.
It is.
If you don't know,
leave it be.
which is the definition of ignorant,
Most definitely.
walk away.
Even with a rattlesnake, walk away. I'd much rather have a rattlesnake in my yard than 20 rats
Yeah.
chewing the wiring in my car.
Oh, there she goes. Can you see her?
Yeah.
She was rattling on the tip of her tail. Oh, she's musked all over me.
That
Well, I'm
looks
gonna get her
awesome.
back in her enclosure. Pull out another one.
All right. And who do we have here?
So her name's Nymeria, after Game of Thrones character, and she is a Mexican black king snake.
Can I see the difference of her in the sunlight, just for the sake of the
So
video?
she is in shed right now.
Look at her belly. Wow, blue.
So
Look at
she's
that.
normally jet black, and you can tell she's in shed by that really pale coloring she's got on her belly at the moment, and her eyes are kind of cloudy.
So when she's out of shed, does she not have that bluish belly?
Not
'Cause
at all.
That's beautiful, actually.
She's jet
Wow,
black
she's
out of shed.
Wow, she's actually quite beautiful in shed.
Yeah, that's the one really unique thing about her, and she'll turn even more ghosty than this.
Wow.
Her eyes will get like milky white, and she almost looks like a zombie. It's one of the coolest in shed snakes I've seen.
Look at the blue hues.
But the cool thing about colubrids
Pete, no.
is the fact that like they just wanna the way that they consume food is so different than a python. A python will constrict, wrap, hold it for a little bit, and then slowly eat. These guys just attack their food, and I mean when she goes in to eat, it's like you give her the prey item and she's already eating, and it's like it's
crazy.
it is cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll feed my bull snakes, and even though it's a frozen thawed rodent, I still feel bad because the snake will grab it, maybe thrash it, against the sides of the tub a few times,
Yeah.
and then literally just start eating it.
Yeah.
There is no constricting. It's just eat, 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 eat.
So you see a lot of these guys at reptile shows. They've definitely gained a lot of popularity in the reptile trade over the years. The babies are super small. They're like as big as your pinky finger, and
I think Dr. Mike breeds these.
yeah, I've successfully bred these once. So I've had one clutch of baby king snakes before, and I'd like to get into breeding them again. I need to find another male, because I ended up selling the one I had before. But they're super cool. Very inquisitive.
That's an extremely beautiful example too. I know it's not an indigo snake, obviously, but it's every bit as beautiful, I think.
I wish she was out of shed so you could see just how
slight
jet black.
vibration of her tail, is that something she's controlling?
That might just be me.
Could be you.
She ever
She's-
dig her tail into you, kind of like cobras? Does she do that? No.
Nope, I've never
Sometimes they'll do
noticed her
that.
holding on. Nope, that's just me.
Okay.
I made sure to change my shirt into a snake shirt
Oh yeah, saw that.
for
Nice.
holding the snakes.
Very cool.
So this is Oreo. Oreo is one of the more classic king snakes. He's a California king snake, black and white Cali king. And Oreo is actually my oldest snake. He's probably close to about 20 years old. He is actually an animal that I have had since I think 2017. I got him when I first started doing educational reptile shows, when I was doing the traveling reptile shows. And when I finished with that company, my boss at the time said, you know what, I know you enjoy this animal so much, you can just go ahead and keep Oreo. So Oreo has introduced a lot of young kids to how incredible snakes are. He's been handled by quite a many people, which is pretty cool. And now he just gets to
Quite a mini.
Quite a mini.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Quite a few.
It is now. You're in
now.
Florida, so it could be a thing.
That's right.
That's a Kaganism.
Oh. But yeah, he gets to live his days out as a beloved pet now.
Very cool. Handsome boy.
King snakes are so cool because you'll find them in, say, Arizona,
Yeah.
California. You'll find them here in Florida. I mean, you'll find them in a vast
Yeah.
amount of locations.
And king snakes actually eat venomous snakes.
Yes.
They can ingest the venom of a venomous snake and not get sick from it.
Yep.
And they are immune to the venom and the bites of a venomous snake.
Yeah, trying to keep the rattler population in check.
I don't think this guy could eat any big rattlers.
No.
No.
Maybe a pygmy.
Yeah.
Could eat that.
Or a baby.
Yeah. Good weights on your girls, too. Are those girls? I'm assuming they are.
These three are females.
Yeah, they look like girls to me. They're big.
And this is my stuck on only wanting to eat live male. So one of the things I really love in ball pythons is the piebald trait, which causes colorful patterning to be on white. The pattern will be random, the spots will be random, but that's just one of the things I really, really love about piebalds. So that's one of the main things I focus on and breed for. Some of the genetics will cause lighter and brighter, really interesting yellows or oranges. Some have outlines, some don't, and it's pretty cool.
Their senses, you think their senses are on overload, smelling everything?
Oh,
It's
man.
Squirrels, birds that have landed in this grass.
I don't even know about that. They're probably just like, the grass feels weird.
That's a real good representation of some of the differences in piebalds.
Yeah.
Different colors.
Now, this one's actually pretty striking with using my finger. The orange at the edge of its patterning.
That's very pretty.
It has like an orange at the very end of every pattern.
Yeah.
And there it is over there. Super
How
cool.
old are these girls? Probably 3, 4?
I think they're going on 4.
Okay, yeah. Well fed. They look, they look great.
Thank you. Orange Dream Pied. This is a Inchy Gene X Pied, and she is a Inchy Yellow Belly Pastel Pied.
That's my favorite one. I like the light colors. They're all beautiful.
Pieds.
And those are all his girlfriends?
Yeah, that's his ladies. His name's Fig.
He's allowed to have 3?
Don't get any ideas. This is just their transport tub. They don't live in this.
They don't all live in there?
Nope, they don't all live in it.
Because you know the comments are coming.
I was just thinking to myself, it's like people are going to think that's where they live.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's funny. She's bringing the snakes out of the snake room and bringing them into the natural light so you can see them better. Because again, the middle room where we're keeping the snakes right now, I still displaced all my tools in there. It's a hot mess in there. And it's just not a place where we want to shoot videos right now. So we're in the front yard.
They love coconut husk.
Mm-hmm.
Great bedding.
They love getting dirty from the coconut husk too.
And it's funny when you have white snakes, if you're like me, you see little specks on them from the coconut husk.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, ah. Absolutely beautiful.
And they see that camera.
Perfect body weight. They are very well taken care of. I can tell that just by looking at them.
This girl right here has been pairing with Fig very recently, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but she just went through an ovulation.
Nice.
And she has pretty big follicles, so we might see some tulip babies soon.
Time for some heavy feeding.
Yeah.
Help those grow.
All right, I'm gonna take these back.
You got to come down to my level because
You sat on the ground.
I'm sitting on the ground.
Oh man. So this girl was a holdback that I produced a year and a half ago, I believe. And
Is that limoncello?
that's limoncello.
No? That's what
That'd be a
she
good
reminds
name,
me
though.
of.
You know what? Maybe her name would be limoncello. And then these are some babies that hatched just earlier this year.
There's like 2 hearts on her side.
Ah, my little
And
love
so these are the little ones that just hatched?
Nope, these are from earlier this year.
Oh.
But this is just a good example of the things I aim to do with breeding these animals is find the genetics that produce incredibly bright and colorful animals.
I really like this orange one here.
Me too.
You know what's crazy too? Is he's actually in shed. So he's even more vibrant normally. Just right now, he's actually pretty dull compared to what he normally looks like.
Wow. Yeah, look at that bright orange. That's really crazy. Look at it.
He's a Pos Het Desert Ghost.
Okay.
I think he's going to prove to be Het
I was
Desert
going to
Ghost.
say because of contrast, right? I
Yeah.
mean, look at that orange. That's wow. So many different looks from one girl.
Right?
Yeah.
That's very cool. What was the dad?
The dad was a, oh geez, Inchy, Yellow Belly, Orange Dream, Pied, Het Desert Ghost.
Wow.
Good old limoncello. And so what's the fingernail for on her tip of her tail?
The finger?
Is it just a scale that looks like a fingernail?
Yep.
I mean, it's sucker's sharp.
That is kind of sharp.
Is this something you're breeding for?
Yeah. Snakes with spikes. All right, we'll do one more batch.
One more batch. Yeah, I thought we were gonna see the newborn babies, but
What's next?
oh, that's what's next.
That orange, that's the
What do we have here?
All right, so this is my most recent clutch of babies that have hatched. These two are still in their egg skin. And the crazy thing about this clutch is that I had 12 eggs and 13 babies. So I'm guessing that this little tiny guy right here that is so much smaller than everybody else ended up being a twin in one of the eggs. So 2 babies in 1 egg.
Maybe this other somewhat smaller one. Hey, there's more of that beautiful orange.
Yep.
That orange is cool. Now, I wonder if the GoPro is showing. I'm looking through the camera. I mean, they're all pretty, and that one has a little of both, but that dark orange is just, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
There's this real yellow. Well, there's a couple of them in there that have that crazy yellow.
So this clutch has both pieds and clowns in it. And
Like this guy over here.
yeah, these 3 right here are clowns. And this guy is a clown pied.
Look at the spots on those two.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, crazy reduced pattern on
That's
them.
unbelievable.
I think that's the inchy really pulling in the pattern. So for those that know the ball python genetics, everybody else is just gonna sound like I'm saying a bunch of craziness, but it's a orange dream, yellow belly, fire pastel pied het clown male to a pastel inchy leopard double het clown pied female. So we hit really good odds on the visual clowns.
It's a really, like a light colored head.
Yeah.
It's cool. And I'm not sure if it's
This
really...
guy makes me think of like a banana. All of its spots. And this guy has even more reduced pattern.
That's cool.
This guy with his really stark contrast of pattern and head stamp is very neat. And then even the others, like all of this really cool busy pattern that's going on with this guy, I think that's just so beautiful.
It is. It
It's
really
almost like
is.
a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And these babies are for sale?
Yep, some of them are.
Some of them are. Some of them are.
Some of them are.
How many are you keeping?
Well, I have to figure out exactly what's in them first. One of the parents was purchased from Justin Kabelka over at Canova. So I'm hoping I can reach out to him and confirm exactly what is in some of these, because with some of these animals, getting this many genetics in one animal that wipes out all that pattern, I'm not 100% sure of what I'm looking at here. So I gotta know exactly how to list them first and how to value them before I can, you know, offer them as available.
I can't even tell you guys how funny it would be if I was breeding these things, because I would make up my own names. Everyone would be like, what is he talking about?
Yeah. Love that pied stuff. I just think they're so stinking cool with how they can turn out.
Yeah, that one is a stunner right here.
In the light, it almost looks purpley. But I think this one's Jerry's favorite.
Yeah, I just like those oranges.
Well, I know it's not our normal lizard content, but
Some people were asking for snake content.
Yep.
We have that as well.
That one that's crawling right now is my favorite.
This one guy?
Yep. That's crazy. Wow.
I think once I get a little bit more settled in, I'll start diversifying a little bit. We've already started with our new boa constrictor here. And, you know, another species that I'd really love to get into eventually is Timor pythons. Because they're also a Malayo python species. They're very similar to retics. And that's always something that I've been really interested in. So hopefully we can eventually show a few more species as well, besides just ball pythons, because I know everybody has the ball pythons.
But not these ball pythons.
Right, not these ball pythons.
These are pretty sweet.
Thank you.
These are pretty incredible. A lot of unique.
And I think this is the last one. We are finishing up with the mom to those babies.
Mm-hmm.
She's a nice size ball python.
She is, and she's actually not even back up to the weight she was at. She's still putting weight back on after laying that clutch. She's normally a little bit bigger than this.
How long is she? Looks every bit of.
Let's see.
She may go 4 feet, huh? Or more. She's more than 4 feet.
Yeah, because I'm 5'5".
I would say that's a nice sized ball python.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what do I know?
Hard work.
She's a nice sized lady. She's a very nice girl.
And all those drastically different looking babies came from this female.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing her with, I mean, she's beautiful.
But looking at her, you wouldn't think that she would produce what she did, right?
Absolutely not.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. And even knowing ball pythons, I'm like, isn't it crazy that all those colors and patterns and tones, even knowing the dad, you know, what he looks like, it's like, wow.
Yeah, you made some pretty spectacular stuff, didn't you?
I like her eyes.
Me too. She's got like orange in her eyes, orange and green.
Yeah. Yeah, she has some wild looking eyes. Well, I think that's where we're going to finish this one. Kevin, you've got to drive down to Tom Crutchfield's this evening, so
Sure
you
do.
still have quite a drive this afternoon.
Yeah, I do. I'm a driving fool.
And I think I have 8 more bags of concrete to pour to finish another video, so I'm probably gonna call it. There are more snakes and we will get to see them later. We will probably in the next week or two check in on the boa, and obviously she'll be checked in way sooner. But I'm saying on video we'll check in and see if Kagan hasn't decided on a name yet. She did say that she wants to handle a snake for quite a while before she picks a name, but you never know.
But you know what? If anybody has any really cool name suggestions that they think would go with her, drop those in the comments.
You know, Limoncello got named today. All right, guys. Until next time. Oh, thanks again, Kevin.
You're very welcome.
Yes, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
You made Kagan very happy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. See you soon.